Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. Rack and Pinion, a new knife prototype. Let me show you its features. You know, I love mechanical knives, fancy mechanisms to open and close a knife. So I sat down and scribbled a little bit, thinking about why not trying to design a knife that opens and closes by rack and pinion. And then I made a prototype, this one here. Actually, it has an aluminum blade, so it's not really a useful knife, it's not even sharp. And also the design is kind of funny. I think it could easily be improved a little bit. I think I could just make the entire blade longer, and I could also add like a step here, so that this would be like a natural design here. So, you know, it would really look way more cool this way. But what you can see is that there is a rack and pinion that actually ties this this button here and the rack that it's attached to 100% with the blade. So I can just, you know, open and close this, and you can just do it in any kind of speed, and it's very, very fast. Now, of course, it also leads to a few funny issues. First of all, you know, you have to add like an inch ahead of the axis here to the front, because of course the rack needs space to go somewhere when the knife is closed, and then of course this also creates this kind of step here when the knife is opened. But that's basically the only disadvantage, and other than that, it is like almost as fast as an automatic knife even when you close it. Whereas if you have a knife like this, like a conventional one that isn't spring assisted, it's just like a flipper, but it is very fast when opening, but not very fast when you close it, because you have to do this manually, like so. It's starting to rain. And while this one here closes as fast as it opens. And of course this model also is in need of a lock, and that could easily be attached. There's many different ways how you can just make a lock possible on this thing here. But I'll leave this to the engineers to figure out the best way. In any case, you don't really have to lock it, because see, if you hold it in your hand, you kind of automatically have your thumb on the button. And since this is absolutely linked to each other, it cannot close. If you hold back the button, you cannot close it. It's impossible, just because this is just a mechanical connection. And I thought, since now I have this kind of switch here, I could just do this just like an out the front knife, like an automatic knife, where basically pushing a spring and then it releases, so you can go chick, 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 chick. And I thought this could work for this one too here, but then I thought maybe it's not such a good idea, because what happens if you hold the knife like this and then you accidentally or intentionally, you know, shift the button? Then that could be really disastrous for your fingers. Well, this way it cannot happen. See, you know, you cannot hurt yourself with that. Okay, so that you understand the mechanism, here is the knife opened up. Let me show you how it works. As you see, as I'm pushing the sled here back and forth, I'm opening and closing the knife. And of course I can stop at any time. Let me see if I can get this a little closer for you. So you can see it's a very simple mechanism, but effective. I of course had to cut out every single tooth manually, and that was a ton of work, and also a lot of file work with the key files until they are functional and not blocking each other. So, yeah, but of course, if you use a laser cutter or something, that should be a no-brainer. What is the next step? Well, actually, Dirk Hofmeister from Midgard's Knives has decided that he wants to give it a shot and design a knife that is really cool looking, not just like this ugly prototype. Really cool looking and very practical, and has a great lock, and maybe bring it into production. So I'm going to send this to him now and let him figure it out. He's a great knife designer, and I'm sure he's going to come up with something really cool. Anyway, I hope you like this, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye-bye.